sucks. Just gonna have to figure that out. So I'm here setting up the tripod and running into the same issue I do every time I go to do this, which is this. And so I decided to capture right now the fact that I have two things I intend to do. One is to make that stop doing that. And two, I did a video on this before. There's a really cool system in this car tied to the opening of the door, which is the seat back release. And I'd love to restore that functionality. Can't really get the parts for the most part, so I'll probably just fabricate things and we'll see how that goes. Should be fun. Making a mental note to myself right now that I do need to just go ahead and actually make my own chart. Basically, this is the same as the 10 fuse setup, except I had to skip one because it's bridged to another and I needed them to all be separate. That's my memory. Hopefully I'm correct. We'll find out, because I believe all these fuses are fine. And so I just need to go back there and see if I'm getting voltage. So as we can see, right side lights up, left side doesn't. Initially it looks like the fuses are fine. So just get into here and see if we've got voltage. Now I've got a voltometer. I'm sure you've seen me use it if you've watched any of my videos. I can't put my eyeballs on it right now. So reminded me how invaluable these are. Just a basic test light. I got this many years ago and it is so fantastically reliable. But you know, you just think about flow of electricity, right? 12 volts DC, you know, like it's got to have a ground in order to complete the circuit and actually flow, right? So if a light is going to light up, it has to make connection to ground. So it's very simple. One end on a common ground, probing. Pretty simple. Nothing. I think I need to go back to that fuse box. I doubt all the wiring, you know, suddenly like broke through or something. I mean, it's possible, but it just doesn't seem as likely. There, again. And I guess it wouldn't be a really bad idea to make sure they haven't all popped. That's also a possibility. That one looks to be in order. This is the one that really matters. Yeah, that's in order too. Little spring still seems to be in place across the, I don't know if you'll get that. There we go. I spent no small amount of time searching for the old style fuses that my car now uses. If you haven't seen that video. Anyway, I looked in the glove box. But I just wasn't looking for them to be in these original ridiculous little bags. There they were the whole time. So I'm going to plug this in, see if the light comes on. Hey, would you look at that? The fuse fell out. So here we are now looking back, knowing the answer, and reminding ourselves earlier when we decided, oh yeah, I think that's how it is, and the need for that chart. So I'm gonna make myself a chart. And yeah, so this far left fuse, I guess, just fell out. That's not concerning at all. Anyway, simple problem. So that was a nice, easy one. It's always nice to have that happen every so often. Been a little distracted lately and actually working on an awful lot, especially going back to a lot of old content that is as of yet unresolved. starting to work through some of that footage. So I've got a lot of videos in embryo. And I've also been making some videos for my other very cleverly titled channel, Beat Up Junkie Stuff and Things. And if you haven't already seen me spill droplets of molten copper onto my shoes, feel free to wander on over and have a look. So I've got a few videos over there, and I'm doing a whole different kind of thing over there, and sticking with basically Volkswagens here. In fact, it's kind of funny, the whole deal with the shoes and that specific video. I actually had a guy call me out over there, and it was pretty funny, and basically he said, like, you know, worst video ever, essentially. And I sat down and I was like, okay, well, you know, what do I say to this? And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, you know what, you're probably right. This probably is the worst video that anyone's ever actually released. But what he sort of failed to see in the moment there, maybe he just saw the short and not the whole video, is that something really cool happened as a result of that. And I'm going to show that here real quick on the hood of my car. So each one of these is essentially a section of, you know, splattered copper that happened when it hit the wet sand and, you know, erupted like a tiny volcano. This one came out this way. This sheen, this, you know, color displacement, whatever, right? The whole thing. Now this is the side that hit the sand, and there's still some cleaning I could do to get that out of there, but I just wanted to kind of show the color on the back side of that thing. It's crazy. Really love that. Anyway, that's a really cool piece. As you can see on this piece, which is just one piece, you know, here's an example where, yeah, it just went black, you know, and kind of covered up all that coppery color. But another part of that same piece was, you know, this. I haven't done anything to that. And then I got this one that's just kind of a cool shape, but, you know, barely any exciting color out of it. And here's one where I just decided, you know, I'll do it. I'll just take a wire wheel to it. And I did that for a little bit. And I thought, yeah, okay, well, it was more or less the same, you know, color as this before. Intensity, what have you. So I'm thinking I'm going to try Barkeeper's Friend next. We'll see. Anyway, this is a really fun thing. I'm going to try to figure out how to reproduce that effect on a consistent basis. Should be fun. Well, thanks for watching another video. This was just a quick, easy deal. Didn't even have to pull this thing off here, but you know, it's not such a bad thing to do that every so often. Take a look inside of there. It was pretty filthy. That was a good thing to see. Anyway, like, subscribe, do all the things. Give me honest feedback, man. The reality is, you watch my videos, believe it or not, I cut out a lot. Tell me if they're too long. Tell me where I'm droning on.